How does IHL differentiate medical personnel protection from combatants? Imagine a battlefield where some fighters are protected simply because they are there to heal and help. International humanitarian law creates clear rules to keep these helpers safe. It's like a special shield for medical workers and facilities. But how does it tell them apart from soldiers who are fighting? That's what we're here to find out. Medical personnel are people like doctors, nurses, ambulance drivers, and others who do medical work. They can be civilians or part of the armed forces. Their main job is to care for the wounded and sick, no matter which side they're on. Combatants, on the other hand, are members of the armed forces who take part directly in fighting. They are the ones who can be targeted during a conflict. Under international humanitarian law, medical personnel must be respected and protected at all times. This means they cannot be attacked, harmed, or punished just for doing their medical duties. Their protection covers not only themselves but also their medical facilities, transport, and equipment. They are allowed to carry small weapons only for self-defense or to protect the wounded. If they use these weapons for anything else, they risk losing their protected status. Medical personnel are expected to treat everyone equally, regardless of nationality, race, or religion. They cannot be forced to share confidential patient information if it could harm the patient. If they are captured, they are not considered prisoners of war. Instead, they should be allowed to continue their medical work unless the needs of prisoners requiring otherwise. Even then, they must be given the means to follow medical ethics. Combatants are different. They are lawful targets during hostilities as long as they are actively fighting. If they are wounded or sick and no longer participate in fighting, they must be treated humanely and given medical care. Once they stop fighting, they gain protections similar to other wounded persons. Medical personnel lose their protected status if they do acts outside their medical role, like gathering intelligence or fighting. If medical facilities or vehicles are used to store weapons or hide fighters, they can also lose protection and become targets. Combatants who keep fighting do not have special protection. Only when they are wounded, sick, or surrender do they gain protection under international law. In practice, parties to a conflict must let medical personnel do their work freely. They cannot arrest or detain them just for providing care. Medical facilities should not be attacked, and access to health care must be maintained for everyone. Medical personnel must stay neutral and treat all patients equally. They should not use medical symbols for military advantage. So, the key difference is that medical personnel are protected as long as they stick to medical duties and stay neutral. Combatants are lawful targets unless they are wounded or surrender. Both groups must be treated humanely if captured, but only combatants can be prisoners of war. Misusing medical status or facilities can lead to losing protection. These rules help keep healthcare safe during war, so that suffering is reduced and human dignity is respected.